I always tell people that I didn't start studying womb wellness and nutrition and practicing and living that necessarily because I wanted to, or even because it was something that was showed to me by my family. I literally had to do it for my survival. Like the food that I was eating and the products that I was using and just this everyday life that be going on, especially in America, was deteriorating my body rapidly. By the time I was 11 years old, I was already showing signs and symptoms for overgrowth of candida and yeast inside the body. So I was already, the bacteria inside of my yoni were already imbalanced prior to me even getting a cycle or being sexually active. By the time I was 13, I started having these fainting spells where I would just randomly lose the energy in my body to the point where I had to just lay down. I would be sweating, I would black out. They were almost like seizures that I would be having. Those started at the age of 13. I would go to the doctor. They would tell me that I had heart problems, and then they said I didn't have heart problems, and ultimately they never told me what the fuck was causing that inside of me. You know, next thing you know, by the time I was 14, I had my first cyst in my breast. And you know, that was a terrifying experience in itself because I didn't know any better. My mother took me to the hospital and I got it removed, you know, just for it to turn around and grow back a few years later. And then by the time I was 16, after I had my son, my womb health began deteriorating very rapidly. Mind you, it was already showing signs that my womb health needed attention from early. But after I had my son, things went all the way left, and I was really struggling with my womb health, like, you know, yeast infections, BV, vaginitis. I was literally miserable, and every time I go to the doctor, they would just give me medicine, you know, and that's pretty much it, and they would just shrug it off as it was normal. And then 2 weeks later, I'm back again, imbalance of bacteria inside my womb. I'm back again, another cyst growing in my breast. I could not flourish. I could not be me in that way. And people will tell you, it's no way the food's making you sick, it's no way these products are making you sick. How is that impossible when as soon as I changed the way I eat, as soon as I changed my consumption of everything, to what I put on my skin, to what I consume inside of my mouth, I started healing. I don't suffer with the issues that I was once suffering with when I was following the doctors and taking their medicine and just eating whatever. My true healing began when I started to take my health into my own hands. And that's why I know that you can heal, and that anybody can heal themselves by just listening to their self and their body.